How's it going, everybody? I'm Glenn Stout, and this is NCRA Sports Network. We're coming at you live from the Coral Springs BRU'S room. As you can see, it's a packed house tonight, and we're excited. This is our Week 3 sports review. We got a great show ahead for you guys tonight. We're going to show you guys first our game of the week from last week, Miami Central versus Booker T. Washington. We have an interview with Coach DC from Hialeah High School, and we're going to end the show with a preview of next week's game. We are NCRA Sports Network.
Come on down to BRU'S room. Great taste is just the beginning. First thing that you'll notice, this is your kind of place. When you sit back and relax, you're gonna love the taste. Good times don't go to waste. You found the right place. Come on down to BRU'S room. Great taste is just the beginning.
There are over 10 million high school student athletes that graduate each year. Only 0.08% of these student athletes that graduate receive full scholarships.
We're here, we got your back.
And you can go back and get your college degree and come back and help us, man.
It all started with a dream. And now it's up to us to keep it alive.
If you're sitting out there and you're wondering, you have to start that process.
Education comes first. You never know what the future holds.
Gave me a better opportunity to make it in life. Live your dreams.
How far are you willing to go?
Welcome back, guys. Like I said, I'm Glenn Stout, and this is NCRA Sports Network. Well, folks, Week 2's in the books, and we're on to Week 3. We're excited for you all at home that are watching at ncrasportsnetwork.com, and for all the people that decided to come out and watch us at the Coral Springs BRU'S room. First things first, we got a great show for you guys tonight, and we want to get into the topic of our night. Our breakdown of the highlighted game of the week last week, Miami Central versus Booker T. Washington. Folks, I'm telling you, this is a game that you need to watch and you need to see. We got some great stats and some great highlights coming up for you now. Check it out.
Folks, we're out here at Sun Life Stadium. It's Saturday night. We've got Booker T. Washington and Miami Central. Booker T, number 9 in the nation. Quarterback Trayon, 5 touchdowns last week. We expect a high explosive game this week. Once again, you're watching high school sports from the NCRA Sports Network.
And they're ready to play some ball down in Miami, folks. Miami Central versus Booker T. Washington from Sun Life Stadium. Miami Central's heading out of the tunnel first. They're trying to avenge a first game of the season loss to a team in Georgia where they weren't even able to put together a touchdown drive and had to settle for a field goal. They're back home in South Florida, and they're ready to show people that they want to make some noise in Dade County. And here comes the number 7 team in the country, Booker T. Washington, coming off of Week 1 win. Central with the ball first, And off the right-hand side, that's number 22, Joseph Yerby with a great run. And now for the two-headed running backs, that's number 4, Dalvin Cook off the left-hand side. Prepare to hear both of these guys' name a lot during this broadcast. Central with the ball again. And that's Joseph Yerby again off the left-hand side for a great gain. Central's not able to capitalize off the first drive, so they have to settle for a field goal. 3-0 Miami Central. Booker T has the ball now, and that's Trayon Harris, number 5. Drops back, throws it deep, and that's number 11, Nicholas Norris, with the first touchdown of the game. Booker T, Washington. Watch this, two-step drop. Sees the wide receiver breaking away. Drops it in there perfect. Great catch by number 11.
Folks, we're in the first quarter. We've got Central and Booker T, Washington. Central took the kickoff 75 yards down the field. They tried a trick play. A pitch to the running back through the end zone. The receiver dropped it. They went for the field goal, went up 3-0. Booker T, Washington took the kickoff, drove it about 40 yards. Trayon just launched a 50-yard bomb to the corner for a touchdown. In the end of the first quarter, with a few minutes to play, it's Booker T, Washington 6, Central 3. You are watching the High School Sports Network. We are NCRA Sports Network.
Central with the ball again. And this is number 4, Dalvin Cook off the left-hand side. He's the bruiser of the two running backs. He takes those hits. Booker T with the ball back. It's number 5, Trayon Harris, dropping back to pass. Doesn't see anyone open, takes off the left-hand side.
Into the first quarter, score is Central 3, Booker T 6. As you can see, Booker T has the ball on about the 10-yard line after a couple long runs by Trayon, and they're attempting to go in to score to take a lead at the halftime. This is NCRA Sports Network.
Booker T with the ball inside the 5. Quarterback sweep off the left-hand side. Trayon Harris is in for 6 points. Gets vertical, gets in the end zone. Touchdown. Booker T with the ball again. Trayon tries to throw it deep, and he gets a wide open number 11, Nicholas Norris, to make the catch. Trayon's got the ball, drops back, and leads his receiver a little too much, and that's a hit, folks. Booker T with the ball inside the 30-yard line. Trayon drops back, doesn't see anyone open, steps up in the pocket, and takes off. He gets inside the 10-yard line for a good gain. And that's a handoff to number 3, Devon Ballard. Touchdown, Booker T, Washington. Booker T with the ball again. And that's Devon Ballard again off the right-hand side for a great gain. He's got a lot of speed and a lot of quickness. Booker T's taking over this ball.
Coach Harris, your boys got him down 19-3, 16 points. Started out a little tight. Guys are going back and forth, running that inside zone read, and then Trayon got a deep one. What are you going to tell the boys at halftime?
You just got to limit the turnover, limit the mistakes. We got to execute a little more. We're not maintaining contact on the blocks to be able to establish what we're trying to do with the run game. We got to continue to keep making sure we do a better job with the run, and then when we take our shots up top, we got to continue to execute.
Thanks, Coach Harris, for being with us today. Good luck second half.
Thank you.
This is the #1 sports network in the country. You're watching NCRA Sports Network.
Booker T with the ball at the beginning of the second half. Trayon tries to force it, and that's an interception by number 4, Dalvin Cook of Miami Central. That's a running back, folks. He plays both ways. Cuts back down the left-hand side of the field, and nobody's catching him. Miami Central's on the board, folks. Extra point, blocked.
Late in the third quarter, Booker T. Washington is driving the ball down the field. They drove it down to Central's 30-yard line. Central tipped ball on a pass intercepted it on tip ball, took it back 70 yards for the score. They just tried the extra point, missed it. Folks, this is a football game. It is now Booker T 19, Central 9. You're watching the #1 high school sports network in the nation. This is the NCRA Sports Network.
Booker T with the ball back. Trayon drops back to pass, rolls right, tries to throw it deep, forces it, and that's another interception, this time by number 6, Tavius Brown Jr. Miami Central starting to make a run, folks. Central with the ball back. Joseph Yearby's in at quarterback now. That's a pass to number 81, Devontae Phillips. That's how you thread the needle. Joseph with the ball again. Off the right-hand side option. Pitches it out to number 4, Dalvin Cook. Up the right-hand side to get him inside the 20-yard line. Central with the ball. Joseph Yearby drops back to pass. To the corner. Good catch by number 81, Devontae Phillips. Inside the 5-yard line. And there's the punisher, Dalvin Cook, number 4, with the touchdown.
Folks, don't leave your seats just yet. Booker T. Washington was driving the ball. Deep pass. Trayon threw it. Receiver fell down. It was picked off. Central brought it back 45 yards. They have just driven it in from the 1-yard line once again to score. And they've gotten the extra point. It is the end of the third quarter with 25 seconds left. It is now a game, folks, 19-16. You're watching high school sports from the NCRA Sports Network.
Central with the ball again, and that's Joseph Yearby again with a great pass to the inside, number 81. Yearly off the left-hand side. What a move. Touchdown, Miami Central. Goes left, cuts back right. That linebacker didn't have a chance. With the extra point, Central is getting closer to that lead, folks. Booker T with the ball now. Hand off to Devon Ballard, number 3, up the middle. Trayon's back there again. Tries to hand it off. Devon Ballard up the left side. Fighting for those extra yards. Trayon off the left side, breaks tackles, and he's in there. Booker T. Washington answers back with a touchdown of their own.
Folks, we got a barn burger. The BWT Express just takes the score to 25-23. If they make the extra point, it'll be 26-23. We are late in the fourth quarter. Central scored. Booker T. got the ball back, and they did get the extra point. It is now 26-23. Booker T. Washington comes back. After a series of runs and a couple of penalties on the kickoff, they've moved it down the field and they've taken the lead. This is South Florida football at its best. You're watching high school football from NCRA Sports Network.
Central with the ball deep in their own territory, and this is a handoff off the left side to Dalvin Cook, number 4. Wait a minute, he cuts back to the right after breaking a few tackles, all the way across the field, puts on the afterburners, and now he's back to the left-hand side. Folks, I don't think anyone's catching him. And he ran about 100 yards on that play. Touchdown, Miami Central.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will not believe it. Booker T just kicks off to Central. Central takes the ball. First play from scrimmage. Number 4 takes the ball, gets hit coming up to the 30-yard line, reverses his field, goes 30 yards across the field, comes up the corner, then comes back across the field and goes 70 yards for a touchdown. Central goes up 29-26. If they get this extra point, it's 30-26. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching high school football from the NCRA Sports Network.
Central takes the lead.
And the score with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Central goes up 30-26. You're watching high school sports on the NCRA Sports Network.
Central gets the ball back again. They're inside the 30-yard line. Yearby takes off the left-hand side, forces it. Touchdown, number 81, Devontae Phillips. What a great catch. He went over the defensive back to make the catch. Watch this play. Great vision by the quarterback.
Ladies and gentlemen, Central just brings the ball back down the field. Quarterback scrambles, throws the ball into the end zone for another score. They go on top, Booker T. Washington, 37-26 with 1:47 left in the game. This is turned into a ball game. This second half is turned out to be a shootout, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching high school sports from the NCRA Sports Network.
Booker T is trying to answer back. Miami Central's second half surge. Trayon steps up into the pocket. Tries to force it, and that's a pick by number 6 again, Tavius Brown Jr. Central kneels on it. They got the game, folks.
In Sun Life Stadium, can you ask for more?
You couldn't ask for more. When these two teams get together, coach, is always a bomb burner. It always come down to the last ending of the game. Coach Harris, I tip my hat off to him and his staff. They did a tremendous job. Our kids just fought hard today. Despite coming out last week a little lethargic, it showed a little bit in the first half, but we had to make a few adjustments, and we went from there.
You know, I watched the first half, 3 points. It looked like it might be a blowout,
yes.
19-3.
Yeah.
What in the world did you say to the kids at halftime that would turn around and come back out here and score 34 points?
I just told my kids we just got to keep believing and we got to keep fighting. And I knew we was going to get a spark, and that spark came now. So now we're going to start gelling, and hopefully we'll start fast.
And that spark came a little bit when you replaced quarterbacks. I saw you somewhere in the third quarter, it really sparked, and that was when you put in number 22.
Joseph Yearby and Dalvin Cook are two tremendous kids, and I'm a doubt with those kids with the ball in their hands. So, you know, we got to go back to the drawing board a little bit, and, hey, we're going to get better.
Man, that's a tremendous job. I'll tell you what, it was a sleeper the first half. I was expecting a lot more. That second half, I started getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, Coach. I know it's the first time we met, but you're doing a phenomenal job with these kids, and we're looking forward to NCRA Sports, Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, doing more work with you, your kids, and your community.
Thank you, and I appreciate you guys for having us and coming to tape the game. Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
This is NCRA Sports Network, the #1 sports network in high school football. Folks, you just saw a barn burner of a second half as Miami Central not only came back and scored 34 points in the second half, but came back and took the BTW Express, Booker T. Washington, to the mat tonight. Two hard-fought teams, two great programs, two great coaches. Coach Ice Harris, Booker T. Washington, Coach Kelly Lovett for Miami Central. Two men that care about their student athletes. It's been great being down here. We're going to head over. We head over next week to Hialeah, Miami Lakes, but I want to make sure that you don't miss the Wednesday program, because this coming Wednesday, Glenn Stout, fourth, my son, is going to have a program that will highlight this game that you saw with a few special athletes from both schools and their coaches. So stay tuned. We've got more to come, more action from the #1 sports network in the nation, NCRA Sports Network.
Down to BRU'S room, great taste is just the beginning. First thing that you'll notice, this is your kind of place. When you sit back and relax, you're gonna love the taste. Good times don't go to waste, you found the right place. Come on down to BRU'S room, great taste is just the beginning.
Welcome back, folks. As you can see, that's how DADE football is supposed to be played. Let me give you a little background of what happened in that game and what happened in those clips. Miami Central came out on top 37-26 and a record crowd for a high school game at Miami's Sun Life Stadium. Central was actually down 16 points and ended up coming back to Booker T. Washington. Miami Central was ranked 19th overall in the country, and they scored 20 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to come back and win that game. Their quarterback, who, by the way, was their running back the first game, Yearby, finished with 75 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns and 75 yards passing with 1 touchdown. Their star receiver, Phillips, had 5 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. And the star player of the game, in my opinion, is number 4, the running back, Dalvin Cook. He had that across the field run. He finished with 12 carries for 147 yards and a touchdown. What a game out of that player. Booker T. Washington is one of the top teams in the country still. They were ranked number 7 overall. And their quarterback, as you heard in the weeks before, Trayon Harris, had over 150 yards passing and over 70 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns, one by the air and one by off the ground. We look forward to seeing what Central and Booker T. Washington have to do for the rest of the season, because they're both definitely contenders for the state playoffs. We're going to keep it in Dade County. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we're going to have an interview with Coach DC from Hialeah High School. Stay tuned.
Down the BRU'S room, great taste is just the beginning. First thing that you'll notice, this is your kind of place. When you sit back and relax, you're gonna love the taste. Good times don't go to waste, you found the right place. Come on down to BRU'S room, great taste is just the beginning.
There are over 1,800 colleges and universities in the nation. There are over 10 million high school student athletes that graduate each year. Only 0.08% of these student athletes that graduate receive full scholarships.
We're here, we got your back.
And you can go back and get your college degree and come back and help us, man.
It all started with a dream. And now it's up to us to keep it alive.
If you're sitting out there and you're wondering, you have to start that process.
Education comes first. You never know what the future holds.
Gave me a better opportunity to make it in life. Live your dreams.
Welcome back, folks. I hope you all enjoyed the clips. I'm Glenn Stout, and we are at the Coral Springs BRU'S Room, and we are live at NCRASportsNetwork.com. We hope you guys are tuning in. We're having a great show so far. I have the privilege to introduce you to a coach that I've known for a while. He's coaching in Dade County now, Coach DC. He went to the University of Pittsburgh, and he played with a player that some of you might know. His name's Dan Marino, and he has a lot of great football background, and we're very happy to have you here today, Coach. How's it going?
Great, Glenn. Glad to be here.
Coach, as I said, you have a lot of history in football. You've coached on many levels. You've coached high school, you've coached Little League, you've coached college. What are some of the aspects on the different levels of coaching, particularly now that you're in Dade County, where you grew up at, and you've coached recently in Broward County? What would you say the differences are?
Well, there's not a big difference. I think the difference in Dade and Broward County, the Dade County kids seem to be a little hungrier for some reason or another. I don't understand why, but they are. Broward County produces tremendous athletes. As you know, Michael Irvin and people like that came from Broward County. Dade County also produces tremendous athletes, but they just seem to be a little hungrier for some reason or another.
Okay. You have recently been hired to coach at Hialeah High School, and why don't you give us a little background on your team?
Our team, Hialeah, actually we're built pretty strong this year. We opened our season and we upset Belen Jesuit 31-21. We have an athlete on our team who's really special though. His name is George Williams. Make that George Debo Williams. He's number 5. He's a special athlete. He can do it all. He's a punter. He averaged 49 yards a kick in the first game.
Wow.
He's a linebacker. He's a wide receiver. He's a running back. He's almost a coach.
He can do it all.
He does a little bit of it all. He had a receiving touchdown pass. He had about 9 tackles, 5 sacks, and a sack for a touchdown.
Those are the kind of players we're looking for. Those are definitely the kind of players we're looking for.
Yeah, he's special. About 70 schools are recruiting him right now.
Wow.
But we have many other athletes. He's just one of the special ones. It's a team aspect. Raymond Bell's another special athlete. He's number 22.
Okay.
Plays safety and fullback and tailback. We also have Ronald Washington, who plays corner, and he plays wide receiver. And Ronald Washington, actually, I coached his dad. Shows you how long I've been around at Miami Central.
Wow.
His dad was a wide receiver for me at Miami Central.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you guys are pretty stacked, pretty loaded to make some noise in the 2012 season. What would you say your upcoming game? I see you guys are playing Miami Lakes, which is actually a team that we are going to be highlighting. The next week will be the highlighted game of the week, Hialeah versus Miami Lakes High School. And we look forward to having you guys on. What is some advice you could give players that you've coached many names, many great players? What was some advice that you gave them that you could give kids now getting ready for the next level that they should take to heart and be prepared for to be successful?
First thing I tell them is stay focused, stay the course, be coachable. And when you reach those goals where you're able to be coached and you stay focused and you just stay the course, you have success. And that's where success begins.
Well, folks, I can't say it much better than that. It was a privilege having you on, Coach, and we look forward to seeing what you guys are going to do next week and for the rest of the season. That was Coach DC. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the next week's highlighted game of the week. Stay tuned.
Come on down to BRU'S room. Great taste is just the beginning. First thing that you'll notice, this is your kind of place. When you sit back and relax, you're gonna love the taste. Good times don't go to waste. You found the right place. Come on down to BRU'S room. Great taste is just the beginning.
Or are you willing to go? There are over 1,800 colleges and universities in the nation. There are over 10 million high school student athletes that graduate each year. Only 0.08% of these student athletes that graduate receive full scholarships.
We're here, we got your back.
And you can go back and get your college degree and come back and help us, man.
It all started with a dream. And now it's up to us to keep it alive.
If you're sitting out there and you're wondering, you have to start that process.
Education comes first. You never know what the future holds.
Gave me a better opportunity to make it in life. Live your dreams.
How far are you willing to go?
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Glenn Stout, and this is NCRA Sports Network coming live from Coral Springs BRU'S room. We've had a great show so far tonight. We've had a great interview with Coach DC from Hialeah High School. We got to show you guys in-depth footage from Miami Central versus Booker T. Washington and Sun Life Stadium, and it's been a great crowd so far. Make sure you guys stay tuned for our weekly updates every week, and we don't just do this in South Florida. We're all over the nation. NCRA Sports Network covers games in Knox County, Tennessee, Friday nights. Make sure you guys check it out on our live stream. Now, we're going to stay with the next week's game of the week, which is Hialeah versus Miami Lakes High School. It's a big game for those kids down there. This is a big rivalry in Dade County. Hialeah is coming off 1-0, as Coach DC had said. They came off of a great win, a great upset over Bell and Jesuit. They won the game 31-21. They were actually down 21-17 with less than 2 minutes left in the game, and they ended up coming back and winning that game. So they're coming with a head of steam for this next week game. Some key players for their game is junior quarterback Alan Edward. He's number 10. And Coach DC and I were talking during the break, and he says that he reminds him of a young Robert Griffin. Now, I watched Robert Griffin play on Sunday, and if he's anything like that player, then you should definitely be ready to see that kid play on Saturday. They also have senior running back, or do-it-all player, as he said, George Williams. Right now he's playing wide receiver, but they'll move him anywhere on the field, and he's ready to make plays wherever he has to play. He's got multiple Division I offers. And lastly, senior running back, number 4, Cesar Mendez. He has great speed, great agility, and he's a great player. Looking forward to seeing what these guys have to offer. Miami Lakes High School is coming off of a rough first 2 games, but when it comes to rivalry games like this, the records are out the window. It doesn't matter who's playing, what the record is. These kids are ready to play each other. They're neighbors. They know how big this game is. Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed this week's show. We definitely enjoyed bringing it to you at NCRA Sports Network. We are live at the Coral Springs Brews Room. Make sure you check us out Friday nights. NCRA Sports Network live. We're from Knox County broadcasting games. And make sure you guys stay tuned for next week's broadcast. I'm Glenn Stout. Hope you guys had a good night. We'll see you next time.
Come on down to BRU'S room. Great taste is just the beginning. First thing that you'll notice, this is your kind of place. When you sit back and relax, you're gonna love the taste. Good times don't go to waste. You found the right place. Come on down to BRU'S room. Great taste is just the beginning.
There are over 1,800 colleges and universities in the nation. There are over 10 million high school student athletes that graduate each year. Only 0.08% of these student athletes that graduate receive full scholarships.
We're here, we got your back.
And you can go back and get your college degree and come back and help us, man.
It all started with a dream. And now it's up to us to keep it alive.
If you're sitting out there and you're wondering, you have to start that process.
Education comes first. You never know what the future holds.
Gave me a better opportunity to make it in life. Live your dreams.
How far are you willing to go?